course we have people who make it. So I wish you the best of luck in your final exams and also in your future lives. I want you to remember always that once you're a St. Francis girl, you're always a St. Francis girl. We had a staff reunion recently, and we had 86 former members of staff came, and they too have that sense of belonging to the community of St. Francis. So I hope that stays with you forever. I hope you enjoy this evening. And I always say at this point at the leaver service that if we've done our jobs properly, when you leave here, you will leave more yourselves. You'll leave more as individuals and not a sort of closed St. Francis. And I hope you feel that that's absolutely true as well. You've been encouraged to enjoy the moment, so make sure you enjoy all the moments this evening. And don't forget to care for others, and don't forget to dream, because very often dreams do come true. I'd like to invite, as a symbol of the spirit of St. Francis, our head girl, Gemma, to light a candle. And then I'll ask you please to come up and light a candle yourselves and receive a membership of the Old Girls Association from Mrs. Paul. Thank you.
noised nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
read psychology at Cardiff University. Georgia Bennet will read psychology at Chester University. Charlotte Bunce will read business management and marketing at Nottingham Trent University. Audrey Chen will read architecture at the University College London. Georgina Chapman will read liberal arts at King's College London. Eileen Chen will read medicine at Cambridge University. Ellen Chen will read material science at Queen Mary University of London. Siqi Chen will read architecture at the University of Edinburgh. Chiu will read accounting and finance at Durham University. Eva Chiu will read international relations at Durham University. Judy Chung will read psychology at Durham University. Emma Curtis will read music at College of Music. Hannah Davis will read fashion marketing at Falmouth University. Ellie Georgiou will read environmental biology at Lancaster University. Phoebe Guinn will read arts and sciences at University College London. Samina Haji will read history at Queen Mary University of London. Bismah Hamid is having a gap year. Laura Jeffries will read music and history at Leeds University. Estelle Katie will read human biology at Hull University. Michelle Liu will read international management at London School of Economics. Emily Mackey will read medicine at Newcastle University. Holly Mann will read civil engineering at Imperial College London. Alice Martin will read primary education at Manchester University. Natalie Maxwell-Bernier will read psychology at University of Birmingham. Megan McClyman will take foundation acting at RADA. Emily McDonnell-Thomas will read English literature at York University. Hannah McLaren will read history and American studies at Manchester University. Sophia Miller will read English literature at Newcastle University. Thomasin Mohammed will read medical sciences at the University of Birmingham. Zoe Oliver will read environmental geography at York University. Sarah Ormerod will read culinary arts management at the University College of Birmingham. Yasmin Salim will take a gap year. Asta Sat will read actuarial science at London School of Economics. Gemma Smith will read medicine at the University of Birmingham. Edith Tan will read physiotherapy at Keele University. Phoebe Tether is taking a gap year. Kieran Tiara will read liberal arts at the University of East Anglia. Harriet Thies will read international equine and agricultural business management. That all day. Jasper Sang will read biomedical sciences at the University of Surrey. Nicole Chiu will read urban planning at the University College London. Alison Wong will read pharmacy at Reading University. Michelle Wong will read Art Foundation. I have 2 degrees on here. Michelle, are you reading economics?
I'm doing both. Art Foundation and then...
Okay, she's doing Art Foundation and then economics at the University of Surrey.
Maybe.
Economics wins.
Chen will read Foundation Art at the University of Bournemouth. IVU will read Statistics, Economics and Finance at the University College London. And Yvonne Zhang will read Art Foundation at the University of the Arts, London. I would like to wish all of our leavers this year the best success and please come back and see us. To the girls.
so many people, when I felt like an outsider, you welcomed me in. And I cannot thank you enough for that. Since then, you've had countless moments which can only be described as mega moments. The most famous, or should I say infamous, was of course the popcorn incident. You're an incredible actress, and I'm sure we can all expect to see you on television in the future as the star of a new period drama. I wish you all the best for the future. Alice, I am going to miss your grin. No matter what the situation is, you can always guarantee that Alice will be smiling. Alice is probably the safest driver ever. She only ever got 1 minor in her driving test, and as such is at the top of our leaderboard in the common room. We're unable to walk to and from chemistry without a chorus of preps calling, Alice! Go after her and try to grab onto her and never let go. You clearly have a way with children. You're going to make an amazing teacher, and I wish you all the best for your gap year in South Africa. Zoe, this year you have consumed at least 50 bags of Thai chews and about 700 litres of Diet Coke. That was only her breakfast. Like myself, Zoe used to have speech and drama lessons. And I remember they used to make up excuses to skip these lessons. She would tell our teacher that our year group was on a school trip. So I would then turn up to my lesson, as usual, completely unaware of Zoe's plan. I'd then spend the next 30 minutes of my lesson trying to justify why I wasn't on a fake school trip. Fortunately, Zoe's excuses are a thing of the past. I wish you all the best for you. Ellie, I first got to know you through playing hockey. I remember how one time we were in the minibus and we were halfway into a hockey tournament when Miss Roberts asked us to do a head count of everyone else on the bus. And that was when we realised that we were one person short. So Miss Roberts asked the captain to check on the list who was missing, only for us to realise that we had in fact left our captain. We arrived back in the school car park to find a very confused and lost looking Ellie. I'm going to miss all the funny moments we have in biology and geography, and I wish you all the best for Lancaster. Thomason, I will forever associate Garnier hand cream with you. I'll never have dry hands if Thomason is around. You have the most amazing work ethic. I often hear about how many hours you spend studying every day, and you put us all to shame. Only a couple of weeks ago, your alarm went off in biology at 7 the time that you normally wake up during the holidays. It was then that we discovered that you're definitely the type of person who works in the evenings rather than the mornings. Hopefully I'll see you in Birmingham next year. Jasper, I think it's fair to say that over the past 2 years, we've all had those days when we've been suffering from Jasper wardrobe envy. And in our desperation to drop everything to run out to the nearest shop selling her awesome necklace or shoes, we beg her to tell us where she's been shopping, only for us to be told that she bought her clothes in Hong Kong. I think our favourite item which you bought this year was a phone case, which looks and smells like Chanel No. 5. I wish you all the best of luck for next year. Bismah, whenever I've been at school late and I think that the whole sixth form area has been abandoned, you can always guarantee that Bismah will be there, lurking, with some kind of interesting food in her hand. You and Jasper are completely inseparable, and it's rare to see one of you without the other. You have the same lessons, and your clothes are always colour-coordinated. I miss having maths lessons with you, but we would all try and practice our Irish accent. We never quite mastered it, so you'll have to teach us before we leave. I wish you all the best for your gap year. Edith, I remember how last year we would work together in biology practicals, and we were always super efficient. This didn't always work in our favour, however. I remember how in one lesson we were unsure of one of the steps of the procedure, and no one else had quite got that far yet. So we did what we assumed was right. It was not. Mrs. Simpkin then stopped the entire lesson and told the whole class to gather round and look at Edith and Gemma's experiments to demonstrate exactly what you should do. Edith is incredibly polite and will always knock on the classroom door, even if she's supposed to be in that lesson. You're going to make an incredible physiotherapist. I wish you all the best. Bella, you always seem so calm. Even in chemistry practicals, where most of us are desperately trying not to spill iodine on the desk, which inevitably leads to handshaking so violently violently that the tremors could be measured on the Richter scale. Eileen walls rolling onto the floor only to melt and leave rather indiscreet brown stains everywhere. But Bennet will be calm with all this going on around her. I will always remember the time you somehow managed to make a chemistry experiment. Splash everywhere. And despite you, Alison, and Dr. Bennet looking around for ages, trying to figure out where the solution is splattered, it was only when Eileen returned to her seat half an hour later to discover that her work looked diseased with yellow spots. I wish you all the best for the future. Georgia, you're probably the only person who can spell your own name wrong. Whenever we'd have lunch sitting on the field, you would never sit down, but instead you would choose to squat. You're never seen with a hair out of place. You're obsessed with Christmas, and so whenever anyone would ask whether it's too early to start playing Christmas music or start decorating, Georgiou would appear to give a defiant no and declare that it's time to start using Cadbury snowbites. I wish you all the best for university. Sophia, you always have a cup of tea in your hand or a hot water bottle. Sophia is known for producing the most epic videos. Last year, when we had maths with Mrs. Hiddles, we would be next door for the history class. This, of course, meant that we could always hear crazy cheering in your lessons, which, when we investigated, was down to your hilarious videos. Aside from your history videos, you did, of course, direct and edit other videos for the sixth form, including one for this year's sixth form review. And I suspect that a music video award from MTV will be arriving any day now, St. Francis style. Sarah Onward. I'm going to miss the crazy random stories you always told in Bible that you've read. Sarah also took AS Physics last year. When we went on a physics ski trip, Sarah volunteered to go down the slope first. She made it look effortless. So when I went down next screaming, "How do I stop?" you fell over while the instructor just laughed. I was absolutely gutted that I didn't have the same talent as Sarah did. So maybe 10 years down the line, Sarah, when I finally pluck up the courage to put on another pair of skis, maybe you can teach me. Polly, I remember when you, Edith, and Asta tried to teach Phoebe and I to count in Cantonese, so that we could compare answers in physics without the class. Unfortunately, I'm not much of a linguist myself, so I didn't have much success. You're a very kind person who's always there to lend a hand, whether it's helping people lift things, like the disastrous hoodies, or when you helped me off the floor multiple times when we were skiing. Whenever the word polymer or polymerization is said in chemistry, it leads to the entire class giggling because it sounds like your name. I wish you all the best for the future. Ivy, I remember being absolutely gutted when I missed the first physics lesson when you spoke. I felt like I wish you all the best for the future. Charlotte, whenever any of us have been battling with the sound and lighting system in the theatre, you can always count on Charlotte to be there to sort out our technical problems. I think it's fair to say that without you, Charlotte, last year the sixth form common room would have been uninhabitable. In fact, without you, there probably would have been a localised cholera outbreak in the kitchen, which you always kept so clean despite the whole sixth form being so messy. I wish you all the best for you. G, you are one of the most determined and passionate people I know. You always stand up for what you believe in, and I really admire that. You are such a good president of the Sixth Form Society, and have left very big shoes to fill. I'm often surprised that you haven't lost your voice from all the screaming you were making. Playing Mafia. We have a tray of ice cubes in the freezer, which is dedicated to G, who has a strange ability to eat ice. I wish you all the best for uni. I hope you always stay as determined and headstrong as you are now. Nicole. Nicole is known for posting pictures of amazing food on Instagram. As a result, the last time Emily, Eileen and I were in London, we hunted down a place called Snowflake Gelato, because the picture of our ice cream made us insanely jealous. Anyway, after that ice cream, I would trust Nicole with my life. obviously the most indecisive person after it took so long to decide what colour leavers going to go. You have the neatest, skinniest handwriting ever, and your work always looks immaculate. In fact, not only your work, but also your clothes. You'll never see Samina wearing anything with a crease in it. You're such a kind person, and you're very reliable. I wish you all the best for university. Julie, a few months ago, we had to make videos in biology to explain xenotransplantation, which is when animal organs are transplanted into people. We had the privilege of watching the video which Julie's group produced. The video began with Julie walking down Broadway, eating Haricots, which she's obsessed with, and then collapsing because she'd eaten too many. Later on in the video, after Julie's transplant, she spoke about how much she loves pigs because of how pretty they are. You have a great sense of humour, and you'll always be remembered for your love of football, and I hope that someday you'll have your own club, because I think it'll be amazing. I wish you all the best for the future. Phoebe Teller. The greatest of us all. Definitely the tallest, but just to be sure you always wear heels to make us seem like whenever Mr. Reedy walks into the common room, there are generally two responses we have. Either we run and hide, because we think he needs someone to give a reading in chapel, or everyone turns their heads to look at Phoebe. Whenever anyone wants anything from town, it's normally Phoebe who ends up getting it. It's not uncommon for Phoebe to walk into the common room at the end of lunch with a bag full of cookies and brownies. You're incredibly kind, funny, and we're all going to miss you. Kieran. I still find it funny how every time we go to the minibus, you're hoping that the bus is full so that the school will get you a taxi. When we were running a tuck shop, we discovered Kieran's obsession with Freddos. So I cannot begin to explain how excited Kieran was when she learned that they make Freddos containing popping candy. In year 11, we went to a goat farm in France. And the owner asked for a volunteer to milk a goat. We all took 5 steps back. Kieran, however, stepped up to the challenge and took one for the team. I wish you all the best for the future. Natalie. I remember how we were all absolutely delighted when you passed your driving test. But to this day, you're probably the least likely to be able to parallel park. It was only a few weeks ago when Hannah Davis had to go and help you park, only for you to drive away about an hour later and lose your parking space. Over the past year, there hasn't been a day when there hasn't been someone looking for you. But now you're in the room, I just want to say that I know it can't have been easy joining our crazy year group in September, and we're all going to miss you and your witty personality. Laura, you're one of the kindest people I know, and you always have other people's best interests at heart. You're often found in the common room practicing a dance routine with your head. And if not dancing, Laura will be singing. I can guarantee that you'll then have that song in your head for the rest of the day. I think that the teachers would be surprised at how often people are found singing hymns in the common room. I think it's fair to say that the history students are definitely the loudest of us all. And Laura is no exception. You're never afraid to voice your opinion, and that's a great quality to have. I'm sure you'll be successful no matter what path you take, but I expect to see you in a Broadway musical in the near future. Emily McDonnell-Thomas. You're probably the only person I've ever seen bringing cold roast potatoes for lunch. When we were on our practice silver D&D exhibition, a crazy sheep decided to charge me while my rucksack was caught in the gate. While the others looked on, laughing hysterically, shocked my face. Emily tried to shoo the sheep away with her mouth. The sheep was fearless, but I definitely appreciated your effort. You're an incredibly loyal person and always stand by your friends, which is a great quality which I really admire. I wish you the best for the future. Harriet, you're such a kind and considerate person. We're so grateful for all the photos you took for the yearbook. You did so much for it, and without your photos, it would have been very bare. Whenever a school equestrian event is mentioned, we know that you would have been involved, winning as always. Your love for horses and animals often extends to your wardrobe, and it's rare for you to be seen without an item of clothing with tiny animals printed on it. I know that the Royal Agricultural University is going to be perfect for you, and I wish you the best of luck for your time there. Yasmin, maybe not the first one to hand in coursework. once went to a law room and we discovered that you knew the entire menu of by heart. You always post such interesting things on Facebook, and I really admire how you never shy away from issues you think are important. Your passion and determination always shines through, and I wish you all the best for the future. Emma, everyone in the sixth form knows how you and Emily have your own little area in the corridor. Whenever anyone's looking for you or Emily, that's when we point them. You're rarely there, however, because you're normally at a music rehearsal of some sort. You're an incredibly talented musician. Whenever you doubted your ability and thought you wouldn't get any offers from any conservatoires, we all knew that you would get in, because anyone can see your passion and musical ability from a mile away. I wish you all the best. Alison, whenever we had test practicals in chemistry, our class would get extremely competitive and race to the chemistry lab to try and get there early. And you'll probably think that we're all completely mad, but our aim was to try and get a back row seat. So after everyone chasing each other to the other building, we'd all queue up waiting to go in. But Alison would be one of the last to arrive. Despite this, somehow, over the next few minutes, she'd managed to sneak her way and act as if she'd be there the whole time. You're always so cool, calm and collected. I wish you all the best for the future. Michelle Liu. I don't think I've ever seen Michelle without her phone in her hand. You're truly amazing at chemistry and everyone's always competing with you. I've heard that, like Alison, Michelle is also determined to get a seat in the back row and test practicals. Michelle might seem sweet and kind, but as soon as she enters the chemistry lab, she takes no prisoners. You're fun, clever, and I know you'll go far. Adeola, I'm going to miss your random moments. From declaring your undying love for pancakes to declaring your hatred of grass. A few months ago, Adeola was bored and decided to come and sit in our maths classroom while we waited for Mrs. Taylor. Needless to say, Mrs. Taylor was extremely confused when she walked in, and you pretended that you wanted to pick up A2 level maths with nearly 2 months left. I'll never forget that one computer in SIT, which is known as Adeola's computer, which everyone associates with you. You're always so optimistic, and I hope that you never change that about yourself. Hannah Davis. I remember when you first came to St. Francis on your induction day. We all thought you were so quiet. I remember how at the end of year 11, we were all playing a game of rounders. And McLaren decided to take her watch to put on the side. However, amongst the excitement, there was some sort of miscommunication. And Hannah Davis saw a white object flying towards her, and with the rounders button like that, she bought her replacement, but I think it's still one of the funniest things that ever happened to students. Hannah, I admire your ability to have multiple jobs and still find time to do your homework and revise. I think you're going to be great at fashion marketing, and I wish you the best of luck with that. Yvonne, you're such a calm person and always so sweet and kind to everyone. You're always wearing something extremely stylish and chic, and I think we're all quite jealous of your wardrobe. Often found in the art room, Yvonne is an amazing photographer and a very creative person. I saw the photographs which you'd taken of G for the photography competition, and I thought they were amazing. I'm sure that you'll be a very successful artist in the future. I wish you all the best. Chen. Last month was spent trying to crazily finish the yearbook, and Chen was one of the last to log on to the website to fill in her profile. It turns out that it took her so long because she's addicted to computer games. For a long time, I thought that Chen and Catherine were different people. I felt really bad when it turned out it wasn't just me. A lot of us didn't realise that you have two identities. You're a bit like Beyonce and Sasha Fierce about Chen by day and Catherine by night. I wish the best of luck to both of you. Siqi, I think it's fair to say that you've got the tiniest handwriting ever, and you always use the smallest pen. I remember when you went missing when the fire alarm went off, and no one could find you. And then you appeared a few minutes later from the boarding house as if nothing had happened. In Prague, you couldn't go for a day without having at least 3 ice creams. And in maths, you don't go a lesson saying more than 4 words. Outside of lessons, you're known to have a great sense of humour, and you're always very calm. I wish you all the best for the future. rarely seen without Eva. And with Eva's new haircut, they could probably pass as twins. The business and economics classes have told me that you're always the first to understand your concepts and lessons. Whenever anyone doesn't understand anything, Miss Simmons will say, "Well, Audrey gets it." I wish you all the best at university, and I know you'll be a great architect. She's such a creative person, and I know that you're so passionate about architecture. Eva, I think you'll probably be remembered by many of the boarders for your ability to sing a career with Audrey. Of course, we'll never forget how you disappeared for 2 weeks because you were stuck in Hong Kong because you lost your passport. Maths just wasn't the same without you. I think we were all a little jealous of how you managed to escape all 3 maths books. I wish you all the best for the future. Asta, if anyone in the sixth form ever has any difficulties in maths, you're the person we turn to. Whenever we find a difficult question we can't do, Zoe is always there, holding your solutions to the question. You're always so quiet in lessons, but as soon as you get to the common room, you can be heard from a mile away. You have a great sense of humour, and you're incredibly clever. I'm sure that you'll enjoy LSE, and I wish you the best of luck. Estelle, I only really got to know you since being in the sixth form. Before that, you were the girl who was famous for the hedge rolling videos. I'm really glad that we've become closer friends over the past year, and I'm going to miss our cheese Wednesdays with Samina, Michelle, and Eileen. You have a great sense of humour and always have something funny to say, whatever the situation. You've worked so hard over the past few months, and I know it's going to pay off. I wish you all the best of luck for university. Sarah Jeffries, you will always be my chemistry buddy for life. I think you'll always be remembered for your mysterious iPod, which contains unflattering photos. I mean, everyone. We've exchanged countless sunburn stories, and it's not uncommon for people to rate the redness of their face on a scale of 1 to 7. You'll go down in history books for your sass, and your love for Harry Potter and Doctor Who. I wish you all the best for next year. Hannah McLaren, I still remember our first PE lesson with Miss Roberts. As we stood side by side on the field, a little bit terrified, with our matching hockey sticks, Miss Roberts said to us, "One of you's a McLaren, and the other's a Smith." I don't know which. I'm going to miss the debates we have in geography, particularly the controversial geography versus history debate. We've all seen you grow in confidence over the past few years, particularly in the sixth form, and I think we all feel a little bit like proud mothers whenever we hear you sing. Phoebe, Guinn, Michelle Wong, and Eileen Chen. I think it's fair to say that without the 3 of you, I would still be stood somewhere in the middle of the Peak District. Right down and refusing to climb up yesterday. I'm very grateful that you dragged me forward, literally. I have so many memories of our expeditions, from Eileen falling in a bog, and down Jacob's ladder, the 4 of us sprinting through fields to escape seemingly angry cows. Michelle, we've been in the same group since bronze, so we've had some crazy times. From running across the dual carriageway screaming, circles of uncertainty in Snowdonia, and I'm ironing your clothes with a frying pan. That's so many more funny memories. Michelle, you're such a talented artist, and I know that you have an incredible career ahead of you. Phoebe, you truly were a lifesaver when it came to Dragon's Apprentice, and you're such a dependable person. You're extremely clever, and I know that you'll succeed at whatever you put your mind to. Eileen, you're such a good friend, and I'm going to miss you so much next year. You've done so much for the school, playing the organ in chapel, and I'm sure that assemblies won't be the same without you next year. I'm sure that you're going to love Cambridge, and I couldn't imagine you going anywhere else. Emily Mackey. Over Christmas, Eileen, Emily, and I went to London. We were outside the Tower of London in the evening, but it was really dark. And in Emily's excitement of wanting to take a photo, she managed to run at full speed and miss a step without us nearly a meter. Let's just say there were lots of people tourists. I know that everyone here will miss your impressive baking skills. I'm going to miss all of our 15-minute trips into town stopping with junk food for Dragon's Apprentice and speedy registrations with Dr. Fenger. You're always there to lend a helping hand and are a very reliable and trustworthy friend. I'm sure you'll make an incredible doctor. Over the past 7 years, whether you joined at the age of 3 or in year 13, I've had the privilege of getting to know every one of you. You'll be sorely missed. I wish you all the best for all your future endeavours, wherever they may take you. It would feel a little strange saying goodbye now, because I'm going to be seeing you all over the next few weeks. Probably tomorrow. What I will say, however, is this. Writing this speech is probably one of the hardest things I've ever had to do. Trying to boil down all those years of memories into a few minutes. It's been a bit more than a few. There are so many things I could say about all of you, and would be here until next year if I spoke about them all. I'm incredibly proud to be part of the Leaders 2014 group. It was a privilege to be head girl, and I want to take this opportunity to thank all those who made it possible. Mrs. McGinty, Miss Wallace, and of course G, Michelle, Sophia, Emily, and Eileen. I couldn't have done any of it without your support. Ultimately, I couldn't have asked for a better year group. Over the past 2 years, you've all shown such resilience through exams and worked together as an amazing team throughout all the organising that we've done. The fashion show was of course an immense success, as was the sixth form review, and I'm sure that we'll all go out on a high next week after the Leaders Assembly. I'll hold the memories of my time here close to my heart, and I don't think I'll ever forget any one of you. My time here at St. Francis has definitely shaped me as a person, and all of you have made St. Francis what it is. So thank you to all of you for making me who I am today.
St. Francis in 1999, and Estelle joined a year later. 15 years has gone so quickly, I can't quite believe how fast we've grown up. Despite what you may think, we haven't always been the strong, confident, articulate, independent... Joking. We have many fond and funny memories from our prep school years at St. Francis, and we thought we would share a few with you this evening.
Over 15 years, we've seen a lot of changes at the school. The sixth form centre is now where kindergarten used to be. And we feel it is fitting that we are ending our time here where it all began. One of the classes, Polly, was where the common room is, and there has been a distinct smell transition from sand and Play-Doh to toast and sweat. Beach, the other of the two classes, was where the study room is now. We used to have nap time there.
And let's be honest, not much has changed.
The food has moved on from potato letters and frankfurters to soup and risotto. Our beloved temporary reception hut finally left us last year after sticking around for over 20 years. Very St. Francis. But most notably, the most obvious change is that St. Francis used to accept boys in kindergarten. Their time here was brief. Too brief.
As some of you will know, prep school had many memorable features. Who could forget the stylish and attractive and compulsory bright green gym flex or the safest piece of playground apparatus, the monkey bars, which were the source of a number of playground accidents. Since then, we have seen a rise in health and safety precautions. But the day we were told we were no longer allowed to have snowball fights was the day it had gone too far.
Boarding house was always strictly off limits, so we can't help but feel envious of the boarders who get to spend so much time there. Our visits from Santa at Christmas always brought a smile to everyone's face. But Alan, the outrage of discovering it was actually you.
We haven't always been so mature. Who would have thought that Samina Haji, as a sweet and innocent 5-year-old, would be sent to the headmistress's office because she pinched Jessica Vincent? Would you really think that we all make mud pies and ate seeds from the field? And would you really believe that Estelle would knock over a fire extinguisher during daily prayers?
Estelle still claims this was an accident.
Estelle also rather enthusiastically raised her hand to answer a question, and in the process managed to knock out both of Alice Martin's front teeth.
Estelle still claims that this was an accident.
And of course, who could forget Estelle putting a drawing pin on Connie Chumming's chair in year 2?
Estelle admits that this was not an accident. Despite the few differences, I think it's fair to say that we all get along. And sixth form in particular has been a time for new friendships to develop with everyone and anyone in the year. It's something we perhaps take for granted until we talk to friends at schools where this simply isn't possible, and we realise just how special St. Francis is.
But being in a girls' school does come with some connotations, and we feel And we in particular have been subject to some speculation regarding our touchy-feely nature. Now, this isn't exclusive to sixth form or indeed the senior school.
Some of you may know that Meg and I were practically joined at the hip for the whole of the prep school, but this did confuse quite a few people, to the extent that one day we were told we were gay whilst holding hands in year 3. Of course, we didn't realise the intended meaning of the word at the time, and we thought we were being told that we were happy. Luckily, in the sixth form, cuddling in the common room is not frowned upon.
There are still some things that haven't changed. The idea that the school is haunted by nuns still firmly stands. Some of you might remember rumours being spread by Megan about headless piano-playing nuns. Although, needless to say, nowadays we're less concerned with hiding from nuns and more concerned with hiding from our teachers on coursework deadline days. And that's a skill that we've perfected to the highest degree.
Karen still retained her swagger from when she played Kessi in the year 6 play Shahrazad. And Laura still burst into song at every opportunity. No change from when she was a sultan in the same play.
Jealousy is still a normal thing. For example, I am still bitter about the fact that Charlotte Bunce stole the role of Mary from me in the year 2 attempt. Or should have been mine. We still cry over completely irrational things. Emily McDonnell being given the part of Anne of Cleves in the year 4 Tudor Assembly and abruptly bursting into tears as she was known to be one of the ugly wives.
Now we cry about UCAS, coursework deadlines, running out of tea bags, and of course leaving.
When we see the young years today, it's difficult to believe that we were all once that small, especially you, Phoebe Taylor. Looking up at the old years, they all seem to have it together. But now we're here, we realise it's not all plain sailing.
And we realise that there's very little we can remember before the age of 3, and that's one of the strangest things about having been here since that age. Almost everything that's ever happened in our lives, things that were good and things that weren't so much, have happened while we've been here. And so St Francis has been one of the few constant things, so thank you very much for that.
Although most of you sitting here today joined in senior school and sixth form, we were shocked when we counted how many of us came from the prep school, as we thought it was so many more. It feels as though you've all been here as long as us. We've become an extremely close family. St Francis is special to all of us, whether we've been here for 2 years or 15.
Although many things have changed, the most important things have remained the same. The unique and inclusive community atmosphere, the ability to build lifelong friendships, and of course, the tartan kilt. We wouldn't change them for the world.
You can take the girls out of St Francis, but you can't take St Francis out of the girls.
Whose leadership during her time as head girl and all throughout sixth form has really been invaluable. It's difficult to believe that the same quiet, timid, and shy little girl we met in year 7 would go on to lead a team to victory in Dragon's Apprentice with the perfect combination of assertiveness and diplomacy. Or that she'd be thanking Anna Watkins' MBE, Olympic gold medalist, with sincerity and calm collectedness, unusually without the use of the term thought-provoking. Or even that she'd become perhaps one of the sassiest pupils in the year. But beneath the polished exterior, Gemma does have some faults, just like the rest of us. She can be a bit of a diva on Duke of Edinburgh expedition, to say the least, as she once decided to have an emotional breakdown on the side of a mountain. And after we, her team members, had quite literally pushed her to the top, Gemma insisted that the emergency phone was coming out, despite the fact that this would have failed the group. Needless to say, I don't think we'll be seeing Gemma back in her walking boots anytime soon. An attempt to introduce ice skating over Christmas also went amiss, with the ever-cautious Gemma refusing to let go of the railings at all costs. And to this day, she still can't knit, despite Mrs. Simpson's best efforts. Nevertheless, Gemma has helped to organise everything from house quizzes and school council meetings to leavers' hoodies, all the while maintaining her composed and sensible manner, except perhaps when she's had a little too much sugar. She has been the best head girl we could have asked for and more, and for that, I'd like to thank her sincerely on behalf of the year. I'd also like to say a huge thank you to Emily, who has dedicated a lot of time into organising our yearbooks. I know it hasn't been an easy task by any means, constantly chasing up people to update their profiles when they might not even be in the country, and ensuring the whole year knew what to do, even those without Facebook. But the result has been a unique book that really captures the spirit of St. Francis, and I know that we will all treasure it as a lasting reminder of our school days. Thank you, Ellie.
I would like to thank all of the teachers for putting up with endless forgotten homeworks, never-ending complaints about the syllabus, and those ferocious, demonic, happiness-destroying beasts that like to call themselves exams. Thank you for being there every step of the way, encouraging us to meet our full potential, whilst ensuring that we knew that your subject really was the best of them all. From hours spent marking to entire lunch breaks on duty, the hard work you've put in for us has made our time at St. Francis what it is, and we're hugely grateful for all you've done. You've seen us grow from ankle-length, kilt-clad year 7, spending our break time singing at the top of our voices, to mature, confident young adults who still spend our break times singing at the top of our voices. Thank you so much for everything you've done, and we really hope that this isn't the last you see of us.
who are forever chasing the pupil comments and redrafting the 24 version of our personal statements. Without them, our skirtlets would never be appropriate. After roaming the corridors without blazer, we are so lucky to have had such a supportive form tutors, and we'd like them to know how greatly we appreciate them. Also, we'd like to thank Mrs. McGinty. The weekly meetings made us feel like our opinions were valued and listened to, and together we made a forbidden corridor unforbidden. We're grateful for being given an opportunity to be part of the school council, and to make us truly feel like we are part of this school.
Your guidance with university applications has been invaluable, even if the advice to follow our hearts at times sounded like quotes from Disney. We will miss your wonderful sense of humour, even if it was slightly compromised when we managed to leave you and Mrs. Hayes standing on the platform in Prague, on the inside tram. After this, we were given one of your many words of wisdom, Make sure your teachers are on the track when you're But you can also advise us on the do's and don'ts of baking, the secrets of walking on grass and heels, which was particularly useful tonight, and also for tonight, how to light a candle without setting fire to the whole chapel. You really have been a fantastic head of sixth form, and so helpful, supportive, motivational and good-humoured. Thank you for getting us through all the highs and lows of the last 2 years, and above and beyond making the most enjoyable end to our time at St Francis. We will all miss you hugely.
Comes to that point in the evening where we celebrate the long-standing leavers, so the girls who've been in the college for 10 years or more. So, with 10 years, Phoebe Teller. 11 years at St Francis, Kieran Thiara, Emily McDonnell-Thomas and Charlotte Bunce. 13 years is still present. 14 years, Alice Martin, Samina Haji, Eileen, Chen and Georgina Chapman. Massive 15 years, Megan McClimber. And the final thing to say is a huge thank you to the Parents Association. They organised this evening. They organised the waitresses, they organised the food. I don't know if Aston is still with us, Mrs. Ritchie. And Aston, thank you so much. The Parents Association do so much for us, and it's not just fundraising, but it's organising events like this, and it just makes it so very special. So thank you very much, Mrs. Blackburn-Morgan and Mrs. Richards here. I know that Mrs. Mogul was in earlier. And so thank you for all that you do for the college, and particularly from all of the girls and the staff tonight. Thank you. And Aston, thank you for the fabulous food again. So thank you all for a truly memorable evening this evening, and we're looking forward to the Upper Sixth Assembly tomorrow morning.
Oh no, that's next week.
Next week.